filmmaker and visual artist. She is based on the island of Oahu, Hawaii. An award-winning artist and educator, Meliana considers herself a translator of visual media and a visionary in the ways she views culture, reconciliation, healing, and support of Ike Hawaii, also known as Hawaiian knowledge, into her work on various platforms and media. Please give your attention to Meliana. Thank you.
You guys, I worked really hard on this. I typically, always am afraid, but do you guys have a favorite group? Did you know that? So I just want to say, I love librarians. I know at least a dozen of you in here, and that makes me feel really good. So, yeah, get it on down. Right, I'm going to offer this only to you, and it's for all sorts of good reasons, and you'll understand afterwards. It's a beautiful piece, and it's typically offered as a gratitude, as a thanksgiving, okay? Oh, naole ka halame ka le hua, ye halile hua no ia na ka noi, o ka uno ia ea no ine ane ho io taiti mai, puno o ko i pume ki aloha. That is my greeting, but this is the only that I was supposed to do, okay? So you guys have to know, I'm welcoming you not only to this room, but to this place. And the gratitude, this only that you can find at my sister Mali's shop, when you go in there, goes like this. And it's really beautiful. Uhola ia kamaka no ala. Puai ke aloha, kukai ia ka haloala, hawehi mai na lehua. If you know this, you can hum. Mai po oku ia ka hala maila, mahalo e na hua, mahalo e na kupuna la ea. Mahalo me ke aloha, mahalo me ke aloha. Let me tell you about that, because this is an oli that honors you. And I'm even going to put my glasses on. So here's the deal about oli. In other countries, when you speak, know a couple languages, you smile politely and go, gosh darn it, I didn't understand anything that you said. Okay, so I'm sure that is the case. I'm going to give you the translation that is literal. Librarians, literal, makes sense to me. But you guys have to understand that for the language itself, we have something called KΑUNA, which is the metaphoric and the symbolic, so that's much more layered. So this is a test before I start this. By the way, I'm an artist, so I don't do A, B, C, D. I go A, Z, K, L. So I hope you guys have your seatbelts on, right? It's just the way it works. It's just the way. So, Uhola ia ka makaloa means the makaloa mat has been unfurled. How many of you guys know anything about Hawaiian culture as in what that statement might mean? Anybody? Scared, yeah. You don't want to make a mistake, right? Because we're all adults, God forbid. Shame, okay. Makaloa, our best and most prized honoring are these mats. So when we actually roll them out for you and invite you in and offer food, we are sharing deep and real love with you, particularly if you're invited to our homes. So that's number one. Puai ke aloha. This is a beautiful line because it has to do with the great breath has been exchanged. And I translate it also because that's literal. We acknowledge this breath of life between us. So that's really incredible. Because if you don't know this, you're going, oh, it's a beautiful line in Hawaiian, but really what do I know? And I know you guys are all curious people, right? Yes. All right. So the late, and then it goes, Kuai Kua ia kahaloala, and it goes kave'i mai nani hua. Lehua honors and adorns, and that's the literal. And the kauna that is, these beloved blossoms are shared with you. As in, you are so special, I'm going to give you lei, I'm going to give you flowers, I'm going to share. Mai ko'oku ia kahalavai means from the zenith to the horizon, literal. Kauna is from the beginning of the morning to the end of our day. Next line, mai ko'oku ia kahalavai, gratitude to spirit, to our gods. The kauna of that, we acknowledge the divine, the energies that are manifest, and we honor them in you and in me. So you have to understand that the poetry and the semantics and the linguistics of story are really profound. So as I'm sharing all of this, it ends with gratitude to spirit, to our gods, mahalo e na akua. Kauna again, we acknowledge the divine, the energies that are manifest, and we honor them in you and in me. Gratitude to our ancestors, gratitude with love. So I got all excited about that. I thought, you know, these librarians, they probably would want to know what that doggone uholaia really means, right? Is that right? Okay, all right, I'm glad. This is another test for you guys. Tell me what land means. Don't mess up now. This is your big chance to show me you know the difference between the literal and the kauna, the real deep meaning of the word. Okay, anybody? What does land, what does aina mean? The literal, right? Actually, aina means that which feeds you. All right, so if you know that, there's a reason we're all here today, because we are really grateful. We're grateful for each other, we're grateful for your profession. And by the way, I have it down here, I would have loved to have been a librarian, except that I couldn't stand being indoors or able to sit for longer than 20 minutes. So if I wasn't a daydreamer, let's see, a maker of things, always curious and overly energetic in my younger days, I may have lasted in your profession for at least a week. But you'll see in the slides that I'm going to be sharing, we actually are on the same team. I just do my creative work in different ways. I'm glad you guys are paying attention to the fact that I don't know exactly where I am. Okay, this is really important for me today to share, because the work that I have done in my life centers around culture and the arts. Because guess what? The arts are culture. The culture is art. Art more broadly in terms of music, song, dance, obviously daydreaming, the visual arts, theater, all of those things. So I am here actually to challenge and to say to you all, please, please, please support not only the arts, but could you just help us out here for artists in the schools or anybody else, because we need you all as civic-minded folks, just to tell the legislators, hey, you know, what are you doing cutting these budgets? You've been cutting these budgets for 30 years. And by the way, I'm on my, sunset sail here, so I'm gonna blame Joy. Where's Joy? Joy, where are you? I was talking to her at a function at KCC, and she's the one that got me here, and I went, why did I say yes? Why did I say yes? But true confessions, I gotta say, Joy, thank you. Don't you all often feel like mothers and father hens or roosters running around here and there with too much on your plates, never enough time, too much expected of you, and perhaps underappreciated? Does anybody ever feel like that being a librarian? Mm-hmm. Sounds like being a mother or dad, right? No, I'm really not whining. This is my big joke, so pay attention. TMI, too much information. That's the joke. Okay. That's really bad. But I don't do jokes well either. But I do a lot of art, so you're gonna see this. This is an incredible mural, but I'm here today to actually tell you how deeply valued you are and how much I appreciate you for what you do. It's so huge to me, you have no idea. Actually, books are my best friends. That's what my partner says. She goes, oh my God, this is your time with your books. I said, yeah, so just leave me alone. It's okay. But I see you librarians and library spaces as keepers of community consciousness and conscience. And these places and you all who I've met over the years have been the sparks of inspiration and erudition. I love that word. As guardians of multiple and varied kinds of wisdom, you have been an inspired source of knowledge and delight to me for my whole life. Protectors of access, advocates for truthful and engaging information in this age of misinformation. It's just a really heavy, hard time right now. So I said yes to Joy because this is an important time for all of us to hui together, to feel as we are in community. And I just want to thank, by the way, HPU. I met Sabrina, right? And Kim over there, new friends. I was so excited. And I met this wonderful group over here from Waipahu. Alvin is the principal. I had so much fun going to this school years ago, and Keith Hashida, right? Is that his name? Doggone it. Hayashi, he's a superintendent. I'm not good with names or words and things, but Hayashi. He's a wonderful guy, and I showed up at their school on a Thursday to do something, and there were 600 people in their gym, in the cafeteria. So you know these guys are doing something right when people on a Thursday show up. So I'm just saying, welcome to the world of a right brainer, because this is kind of how it goes. It's important that you guys know, though, that I've held you as a special group of people, able to handle tall bookshelves in a single glance, whereas in tall buildings in a single leap. Spider-Man, I'm talking about, and you guys, or able to find needles of information in proverbial haystacks. You're my heroes. Did you know that? You're my heroes and the sheroes, particularly at this time. So as a matter of fact, I want to start with these slides so that I don't bore you anymore with my confusion of words. And then you'll understand why. I may have been a slow reader at start, but that never stopped me from the wonder of getting lost in countless stacks and happening upon extraordinary images and words that I didn't even know I was looking for. Always coming away with titles that found me before I even knew I needed or wanted them. And you know, you all are really nice people, because I always was really happy because nobody got on my case for anything. They were very helpful, and I actually know about maybe a dozen different schools and things. And by the way, in 2000 and, was it 9 or 14? I can't remember. I think it was 9. I went to 44 libraries to do a tour for Lili's work that was coming up. I had a blast. And how many people could say that? Do you know I traveled for a whole month and showed a piece of film that I was working on. The important thing is the film is going to be finished this year, but the crazy part was I had done a mural, which you'll see here, and when my friend said, you know, if you put this mural out, it's going to have its own life, and sure enough, that's what happened. It was supposed to go with the film, but the film has taken longer because it's, $500,000, whereas the mural was a lot less, like 80 or something. But I just want you to know that the arts are the most important thing as a representation of who we are, even before words. So I'm sorry, librarians, it's really the pictures that I've always gone for. And then finally I said, okay, I need to understand a little bit more, so I'm gonna learn how to read. So that is indeed what has happened. I'm a Kaido girl, born and raised. And can I show you some pictures, because I think you really love them, okay? By the way, you have really cool cards here. This has nothing on it. So if you get a card that has nothing on it, rejoice or something, because it's really about saying you have choice. If you have a blank card, that means you gotta go look up a value, principle or something in an urukau and pick something, like Juliana. These cards are very important. They were developed, and I got to be part of this little team here. They were developed by Lili Wokalinen Trust and Kamehameha Schools and a whole bunch of other people. And they're important because they're value cards. And then when Kelly was talking about Laulima, I said, okay, that's a good word, you know. It's not a random pack, but it counts as it's very important. So those of you guys who got a blank card, if you want to put Laulima, my word for a blank card is koho, K-O-H-O. And koho means choice. So the fact that most of our children in the world do not have choice about who they are and how they are in the world is a real heva to me. It's a real shame, it's a real wrong. I think libraries and access are places that give all of us an opportunity to not only access information, but to find ourselves. And these are sanctuaries. Libraries are sanctuaries to me. So when I say the word koho, I want it not to be koho'ia, which is something that's chosen for me. I think the more that people jump into libraries, get into libraries, and I just don't mean anything about AI. I know it's important, but I love to read books. I love to hold books. I love to talk back to my books sometimes when I was littler. I don't have time now. But I just am letting you know that this group, this gathering of people is one of my favorite communities of people. So can you guys give yourselves a hand? I just wanted to thank you. What you can experience here on this first slide is a 64-foot by 10-foot mural. And you have to be honest now, tell me, does anybody have a birthday today or this week? No? Oh, you do, young lady. Right. Okay, you lucky duck. Because I happen to know you. Oh my God, okay. Okay, so this is it. This, could you help me? This is the mural, and it's 64 by 10 feet. We painted this in a week's time. It was exciting because it was actually in protest to APEC, the Asian Pacific Economic Conference. I figured I was so tired of holding protest signs that I figured maybe we'll be in the building and tell them what we really love and think. So and it's there to this day, so you all can go and utilize the mural. I designed a curriculum with beloved Laurel Nakanishi at Ho'a. She is wonderful. We have, during FestPac, we gave workshops to children. We worked with folks from not only Waipahu, but Wailua, I think it was. But Tita, this is yours then, okay? So this is a copy of the mural. And if you guys want a workshop and talk about sustainability, relationships, you know, that kind of stuff, hey, we'll come and do that. But you might. This is all about Hawaiian, who is so sweet. This is all about Hawaiian epistemology. That's my sister Manu. She loves that word. Okay, and then my sister Miley. So there's three of us, and we just kind of want to confuse you all because we all have. I have the official and legitimate Aluli name because I actually changed my name to Aluli because it was my mother's maiden name. So Manu is younger than I am. I'm the oldest. So just because I'm shorter than everybody else doesn't mean I'm younger, right? But this is all about sustainability. This is about relationships. This is about the care for the planet. This is about spirituality. And this mural is as long as this wall, I mean, this screen here. And it's 10 feet, it's like that. At the convention center. It's not on the ground floor. So please feel free to come in for a bus ride and call me up and we'll give Congratulations. We'll give you guys a workshop on it, okay? And I gotta go press buttons over there, so I'm gonna go do that. But I just wanted to show you this because it's really beautiful. Let's see. Let me just zoom through this. Okay, here we go. Umekila'au. This is a project that I did for the Hawaii Triennial, and you're gonna see your word, Laulima, on the next page, but these are cards that you have in front of you. So these are cards that I've been using, and the most important thing for Hawaiians, as you know, is pilina. So you see that umeke down there? Do you see how big it is? How many of you guys have been in that umeke? Okay, good. And maybe you all, those of you who have been in there, you can share with others, okay, how important it is. It was moved to Waianae. It started out at Honolulu Hale, and then it went to Kapolei, and the kupuna out in Waianae asked for it. So it is out of Waianae for 2 months, and then it will go on to Maui. It has been invited to Rapa Nui, to Canada, to California, to Seattle. It deinstalls, and it holds our prayers, our hopes for healing, and I have conversations in this umeke, and it's a precious thing. That's the Kūʻe petition. So in case you guys are wondering why I'm here, I just do things differently than you all. I happen to be out in the community doing this kind of work, so it's exciting to me to share the work that I do. And this project is called Umekila'au, Culture Medicine. And so this is what I also am inspired to say, that librarians and libraries need to figure out how we can better interface with different groups and community to collaborate. So that notion of Laulima is much more than just many hands. It's the idea of Laulima, as in what is the practice, what is the application of that, okay? This is the mural that went with that film that I'm going to be finishing called Hakumele. It is a two-sided mural. You see that? You see the top? These are these beloved artists that I get to work with. Solomon Enos, Al Lagunero, Carl Pau, Kahi Ching, and Harinani. They are beloveds. This is my team. This is an art community. As you all are a literary or library community, this is my art community. And this is all about KāKOU, as in spirit. But art, spirituality, and science are all rolled into this. This canvas is 20 feet by 6 feet. It is toured the world. It just got back from the Parliament of World Religions, and it was in Sharjah at the biennial. It was invited along with the film that I did on Mauna Kea. So this is the way I get to work, and boy, do I have fun. Granted, it's a lot of work, but you know, welcome to the world, right? This is a really cool film. It's 10 minutes. And it's called Mauna Kea, Sacred Mountain, Sacred Conduct, and that is something that actually can open to a film. So it's kind of cool it's there. I'd love to share the film with any of you all in libraries. This particular slide will show you what an ahu looks like. This is the middle, right here. You see that in the middle? The rock with all of these offerings, that is our altar. And all of these little keiki did these little drawings, and I put them together as a big quilt with my buddies, Lynette Cruz and others. And we took it up to offer it to the Mauna Kea movement, so that was really fun. I loved it. This is that mural that is as large as this wall. It is called Hawaii Kuiki KΑKOU. And for us to, this notion of oiwi, this is on one of your cards, it's about honoring identity. So iwi are bones, but really the kauna of it is who you, and that's important to know, because if we could support our children in who they are, they would be a lot more comfortable in their own skins. And I'm excited because it's a very profound work that I get to do in terms of beliefs, values, and then leaving that kind of legacy for the kids. And this was that mural that I talked about that you've seen. And by the way, a lot of these children that I worked with were, 12 to 15, and this one kid snuck in there. He was 10 years old, and I looked at him when we were working, and now he's like 25 or something, and he goes, I said to him, how old are you? And he goes, 10. I said, how did you get into this group? And of course I chose him, but the fun part about understanding artists is that we have 10,000 ideas, and it's like spaghetti, they all go on a wall, and only the good ones really stay and stick, so then you gather them up, and there's always a lot of failure with artists, but we're problem solvers. And as creatives, I know you guys are too, you're not gonna bat 100 with all of your books you order and things like that. But for artists, it's all about process, So this is why I'm really happy to share, because out of all of this work that I've been doing with my halal, and by the way, what was my language in school? Do you think it was Hawaiian? At 70 years old, I got to learn French, okay? So je parle français encore, et posso parlare italien. My Hawaiian is not as good as those languages. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is librarians, we all need to speak better Hawaiian. So if I have to go take class at my advanced age, so do you. I'm just saying it's really important, because Hawaiian History Month, by the way, how many of you guys know about Hawaiian History Month? Be honest. Okay, that's not a lie. Okay, Hawaiian History Month happens in September. Why does it happen in September? Because it's Lili'u's birthday on the 2nd. And in 2006, with my dear Kumu, Keola Lake, I sweet talked him into a meeting at the palace and giving a program. So since 2006, we've been working in a program called Onipa. If you look online, you'll see it got called Hawaiian History Month during COVID. And so instead of one day, now we have a whole month of programs, of films, of presentations. So that's really exciting. That's access for you all today. And for me, it's all about agency and voice, access and potential. So this is just a wonderful opportunity for you all, because all of this material is online. Just go Google HawaiianHistoryMonth.org, and you'll see that. This is a wonderful opportunity that I worked with KΑKOU on. It was called Weaving a Network with Care. And let me tell you, it's all about Laulima, because Laulima is so much more than just a word. We created this incredible mural, right, KAKOU? Yeah, so we had 25 curators and not musicians, but historical and museum people from all over the Pacific. So we put a mural together, and it's really lovely. It's up at the East West Center right now, which is on the screen right now, the octopus and the he'e and the umeke and all of those cool things. You'll have to come there and see. This book, Arting and Writing to Transform Education, this is a book that I wrote with my beloved colleagues Mickey, Lani, and Anna Sumida. It's a crazy title, I know. I didn't give it the title, but it's a really beautiful book. You can get it on Amazon. It's all about Hawaiian culture and practices through creativity in the arts. The only reason I say that is because there's nothing else out there like it, and I'm really proud of it, because it's very helpful. This is an incredible opportunity just to share that, this notion of Laulima is indeed a practice, but so is Kuleana. So I want you to know that we together matter. And then my question for you today is also, what are your gifts and that you offer, not only to the community, but to your family, to the local community, and more broadly to the world. That's an important thing, right? And by the way, it's so cool to be able to work in color. So to see this work put like this is, I don't know, it's really exciting, because I'm a Kaiju girl born and raised, and those are our mountains, that's our backdrop. But I love Bucky Fuller's notion of the world as a scientist, and I just think he's so brilliant. And my beloved friend who I work with all the time, Solomon Enos. And then look at, we have little beautiful infants in our kalo trying to explain Haloa, Nakalao, Kapulili, and the story of Kalo. That's how we did it, looking just like that. It's beautiful too because in that book you'll find out about home and host or local indigenous cultures and global cultures and how they're all nested. Those Venn diagrams just don't do it for me. Curiosity is really what I'm all about, and this notion of OAV in terms of identity and purpose. So I have 4 grandchildren. I have 2 beautiful sons who are middle-aged. They're making me feel old, but that's okay. I'm really good with that. I just want to finish up with a couple more slides, and just to show you that this is my favorite bumper sticker because it's got art and heart and earth there, and it's a critically important thing to put all this these ideas together. And I think that's why I love librarians. You all are really intelligent and seekers of knowledge and promoters of all things beautiful. That's what I think books are. They're beautiful things. And actually, of course, it's the pictures that I'm looking at, right? So, but I'm getting into the words a little bit more. And this is just a work that I did, Sun and Moon, in response to chants and this notion of Roberus, which is really about like La Lima in the sense of it's a reciprocity and it's infinite. And so this is how artists render things, okay? We don't use a lot of words, but we should certainly look for images and things that define what we're trying to express to you all. So this is an incredible project I wanted to share. That's a Chinese word, absolutely. My mother is Chinese and Hawaiian, my father German English. That's why I look the way I do. But the important part about this particular project is that this group of students years ago, this is 25 years ago, was the only group of students who actually integrated all of their work into one sign, which is love. And that was so profound for me. I really learned a lot. And particularly this Olelo no Eau, for all of you, that is important. It's Aohe Pau Kaike I Kahalao Ho'ahi. How many of you guys have heard that, Olelo? I'm sure. See, just a couple of you raise your hands, and I'm sure more of you have heard it. But if you haven't, pay attention to that, because what schools and things are doing to our children today, we're really kind of squashing everything about them. Their individuality, their creativity, their problem solving. AI is not an answer, okay? It's a tool. Just remember that, it's a tool. There's so many other ways to learn and so many other modalities, so pay attention to that. You're non-divergent, you're divergent learners. Non-divergent? No, divergent learners. Those are the ones who have a lot of good answers. You just have to listen harder, okay? This is KΑKOU Mana. These are projects that I've done out at the Bishop Museum, out at Moguleia. These are projects about the world, about our place in it. These are large pieces, one at the Bishop, as I said, and then this half-moon orb of the globe is meant to be, express a worldview that is Hawaiian. And I think we've got, this slide is the last one, I think, maybe one more. But these are, beloveds, these are my teachers. You are all teachers to folks who come into the libraries, wherever you are. This is a lot of family. I asked my eldest grandchild in the center, the boy who's giving me a hug in the middle. I said, Tutu needs a hug, and that's exactly what he gave to me. So I think I want you to know that our books and our materials teach us, but most importantly, we teach each other. So this notion of Laulima really is extraordinary because it's all about our collective efforts. And I think, as you guys are kind of silly, I know you are, you might want a list of things that, I just made a list for you, okay? So, of things that you can do and stuff. But I just wanna thank you for your time, but actually thank you for taking the time to put this together, okay? So the screen, string of fabric and leaves. You might not know it, but it takes a room and transforms it. Okay? So whoever was responsible for that, thank you. Yeah, let's give them a hand. Because without the little things, the big things really look always the same. All right, so understand it's the large and small. And Joy, I hope that it was worth my coming in to share all this work with you, because this is how I get to be in the world, a creative, with books, with you, and loving the fact that you are our conscience, you are heart of the community. I've been so encouraged by librarians wherever I've been, and booksellers, by the way. So I got my books ready, I'm all set, but the last place I was as in the library was up in Manoa, and the librarian called me and said, "Is there anybody from Manoa here, by the way? I need to have you know that I actually won that. I won that. You know that the stars in it? You know, guess how many stars in that jar? So I have to come up and get my little prize or whatever. You have to know I'm really a kid at heart, and it's a good thing because God forbid we should grow up. But anyway, I just wanted to thank you all for the time and your attention and the incredible work you do. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miliana. Those are the art that you showcased on the slides, fantastic. And thank you for sharing these inspiring words. And I hope that today you carry this with you, not only for today, but also from here on out as we work together in our professions, in our fields, and for our library students here as you grow and graduate and find your place. And we'll see you there. We'll see each other again. All right. So thank you. I want to give another round of applause, please, to Miliana Maya. Thank you. And the flyers that have been put on the tables from her, the little flyers, they are free for you to take home. So please do take them. Don't leave them here. They're a gift from her to you. Just know that. Thank you.
And you can get a full set of these if you go online. I think it's Lili Wakalani or ltwanipa.org. There are all sorts of cool resources and things about Hawaiian culture. So the fact that a lot of you didn't raise your hands just means you're in the same boat as all of us. We're all learning. And the reason we support Hawaiian culture is why? Where are we living? We're living in Hawaii. Where else are we going to learn Hawaiian language? Where else are we going to learn about this culture that is so extraordinary in the world? So, please do know that history matters, our story matters, and everything about who we are, because guess what? First in was not last out. We don't intend to leave here, and we want you all to learn about our history, and thank you for supporting us ahead of time. Bless you. Thank you.
All right, so the next part of our program is lunchtime. We have bentos. There's vegetarian bentos on one column, but there's also bentos with protein, meat dishes, excuse me. So just ask